This video, I can promise you, is going to be a little rough. It's okay. I honestly think it's okay because no matter what, I feel like this video needs to be made. And if it affects the channel, I'm okay with that. I've thought about it enough that I've accepted that if this is the type of video that I may lose some subscribers over, I'm okay with it because I think ultimately we need to put a stop to individuals and people in general being assholes on the internet. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Am I talking about anything specific, anything like an individual? No, I'm speaking in general, and I'm speaking from somebody that's had this channel for 3 years. So, for 3 years being on YouTube, obviously I'm not new to people on the internet being assholes for no reason. And in fact, people will be assholes because you don't necessarily like a certain brand that they like, or your opinion may be different on a product that they like. So for some reason, they find it okay to sit there and try to personally attack the person on this side of the camera just because they may not like Apple or they may not like Android. Or, as much as I back and support and say nice things about Skull Candy, if you don't like Skull Candy, then all of a sudden you think, for some reason, that gives you every right to call me fat. Or, obviously I'm not skinny. I understand that I'm not skinny. It's not anything that I'm trying to hide. One of the main reasons I'm making this video is because I don't think that, people understand the effect that they can have by making comments, okay? It's easy for you to hide behind a keyboard and make certain comments and try to attack somebody because you can hide behind that. You're not meeting them face to face, and it's easy to just type whatever you want, hit enter and send whatever, and then you go about your day. Stop and think about this, okay? That individual that you sent something to, that you sent a comment about, that you made a comment about, that you personally attacked for no reason, maybe going through stuff, maybe having family problems, maybe having problems at work, maybe having problems at school, with a girlfriend, with a wife, with kids. All of these things could be going on in their life. And because you're insecure about yourself, and I've come to the conclusion that I think a lot of people that attack people personally are really just insecure about themselves, and it just makes them feel better to try to put that on somebody else. Which, again, and I am by no means a hippie that thinks that the world should just all be happy and get along and hold hands and things should be fun. I'm not, and by no means am I saying that. But if I personally go out and say something to you, to your face, then yes, you have every right for us to say what we need to say and kind of handle things the way we need to handle things. But if I'm talking about products, and again, I go out and buy these products and review them so that I can give my opinion that it may keep you from buying something that doesn't work right or doesn't sound right or maybe isn't fitting what you're looking for. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to go out and hurt anybody. I'm not trying to go out and bash a certain brand or a product, but if I feel a certain way about a brand, then I'm going to say that. But if you don't agree with it, the best thing for you to do is to go start your own channel. Go do a video explaining why you feel a certain way about a product. The worst thing to do, and the thing that doesn't make any sense, is to go, well, you're fat. The f does that even mean, you idiot? It doesn't have anything to do with me saying that, okay, be careful, don't buy this product, or maybe this isn't what you're looking for, I don't like this, or whatever. That's just my opinion. But to sit there and make a comment, and I know the worst thing to do is to sit here and talk about this type of stuff. It kind of fuels people to do it. So I understand that's probably what's going to happen in this comment section, but I don't want to be one of those to just sit back and not say anything. And then that person can go and comment on somebody else's video that may be the one comment that pushes somebody over the edge, that makes that person feel so awful that they decide to end their life, or they decide that they can't deal with this kind of stuff anymore because you're not the first person to make a comment personally attacking them that day. So I do recommend that people just kind of step back from the internet some and don't heavily rely on what these people think because you don't know them. But at the same time, I understand there are certain people, and there are most people, that take these things personally. Even whether they respond back to it or not, you're attacking somebody, it makes them start to think a certain way about themselves and to make them think that they're not worth it. So my job in this as a parent, okay, I have daughters that if I stop people or stop a couple of people from sitting there and going out and making comments on somebody's photo and saying that they're fat or they're ugly or they're this or they're that, I just don't want to see anything bad happen to somebody. And I think that the internet in general is an awful place. Obviously that sounds weird coming from somebody that does YouTube. I'm not saying that it's not helpful, but I just think that it gives some people, it makes them think it's okay to sit there and, you know, type whatever on a keyboard because it's easy to hide behind that. You don't see that person face to face, and it's just, you know, I'm gonna attack the way that you look because I can do that, because you'll never see me and you don't know who I am. But the worst part about it is, I think, again, it's people hiding their own insecurities. I think they feel so awful about themselves and they're trying to hide things about themselves that they're trying to put it off on somebody else. This video, again, it's probably not going to get any views, and that's fine. I've gotten to a point where I don't really care about that anymore. I care more about keeping things from happening that don't need to happen. Like, you, for whatever reason, shouldn't have any right to attack me or an individual because we think differently. That goes with politics, that goes with sports, that goes with music, that goes with electronics, that goes with anything. I think in general, if people have their own opinion, then there's at least a platform for them to give their opinion by doing their own video or doing whatever. But to try and attack somebody as an individual because their opinions are different is just ridiculous. And the problem is, most of them are probably, you know, young kids. And so you in a way you have to think about, and a lot of it you just have to ignore. But there are the adults, or at least they call themselves adults, that go in and think that they can just say whatever about people, and they should stop. Or at least they should feel really shitty about themselves if that's what makes them feel better. Because your life obviously isn't great if attacking somebody else is what makes you feel better. Again, I am sorry for making this kind of video, just because it doesn't fit the content on the channel, but it's just how I feel. And I'm going to start to share more of how I feel with you guys, and I thought this was a good way to start. So anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you guys so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.